Welcome to my new setup. Hello everyone, today I'm here to share with you all the books I acquired in May. So, if you didn't know, this past month I moved, so you're seeing a little bit of a different background. By that I mean the wall color is different. Everything else is pretty much the same. So if you've been with my channel for quite some time, you have known I have always had yellow walls as my background. That was the color in my living room, which is where my bookshelf resided. I have since moved and I have my own office, and I decided to change things up and paint the walls gray. So it's a light gray right behind me. I did love the yellow. The yellow was, I think, a really big part of my channel, and I was thinking about keeping it, but then I thought, I'm moving to a different place, I'm having my own room, so I thought this would be great to change the color to signify kind of a new era in my channel and in my life. So hence we have the gray walls. I know, even looking at it right now, it's taking me a lot to get used to because it looks the same but looks very different altogether. It may just be me. Also, you know, I have a different room, so lighting's still changing. I think the lighting looks pretty good right now, so I'm happy with that. Either way, I know that's enough about that. I will have a video coming soon about how I packed my bookcases and books and how I put them on my shelves and things like that. And I will say, in case you're wondering, in case you're wanting to see my entire office, you'll have to wait for that, because what you're seeing right now is very set up and my bookcases are set up, but everything else is just literally chaos. I have big plans for this office and this room, but I can't do them right now. We just moved in, so we have more important, bigger projects, more than my office. So I will show you my office in its entirety later on when it is completed. When that will be, I don't know. Hopefully within the year, I would like to say, but who knows? Either way, you're not here for that. You don't care. You're here for the books. So I actually don't have a ton of books this month. With moving, I had to, you know, tell a lot of publishers I was moving and things like that, so that kind of canceled it. But that's okay with me. I honestly don't have a ton of room on my shelves, and I did actually purchase 2 books this month, which I will start out with. The first one being Again But Better by Christine Riccio. So this is the book by the booktuber Christine, who is over at Pola Bananas Books, who is a dear friend of mine, and I, of course, had to buy her book to support her. I started this book. I've not yet finished it because I've just been in the biggest slump of my life because I'm moving. I'm getting back on track, rest assured. But either way, I'm very excited to check this book out. This is her debut novel, and it's all about this girl named Shane who goes to college, who kind of has a mundane college life experience. She does everything right and proper, but she never really takes a chance. She decides to sign up for this abroad program in London, and she decides to live her life in the fullest there, to meet a guy, to go on adventures and things like that. So I'm very excited to read this, and I'm very happy to support a fellow friend and author. Another book I bought is Hot Dog Girl by Jennifer Dugan. I was sold on this because of the cover. I mean, the cover alone. I don't think I'm doing overlays this month. I'm sorry, my life's a mess. Next month it'll happen. But the cover is literally a girl dressed up in a hot dog costume, and we have a Prince Charming and Cinderella. And all I know about this book, it's about a girl that works at a theme park in the summer, and that is like one of my really particular things that I love. I haven't read a ton of books set in theme parks, but I love movies set in theme parks, such as The Way Back, one of my favorite movies of all time. Adventureland. I love a good theme park movie. I don't know why, I just do. So the thought of reading a theme park book really strikes balls with me. I have heard mixed reviews about this book. Some people really enjoyed it, some people didn't. I hope to really like it, but time will tell. I think I'm planning to read this next month. I mean, look at the back too. It's just her like sitting there in her hot dog costume with like a roller coaster in the background. What is not to love about this cover? The rest of these books were sent by publishers, so I'm extremely grateful for them, so please rest assured on that. The first one being from William Morrow, No Judgments by Meg Cabot. Now, Meg Cabot is an author that has written a ton of books. I have read a few of her books. In fact, some of my favorite books before I began on BookTube in high school was the Princess Diaries series. I don't think I ever finished it, but I think I read the first 3. I reread the Princess Diaries more times than I care to admit, probably. This one, I don't know much about it. I think it's a adult chicklet. I don't know. I'm horrible this month because these books have been in boxes for like a month now, so I have no clue what they are about. Forgive me. Then I have 2 from Simon & Schuster. The first one is Road Tripped by Pete Hotman. I also love the cover of this book as well. Like, covers this year are just, I mean, they're good every year, but this year in particular, I am loving. I'm going to take a wild guess to say this is about a road trip, which are some of my favorite books to read about as well. It's about Steven, who needs to get out of Minnesota, which I have several friends that are from Minnesota. His father actually committed suicide, and his mother is a shell of a person, and basically he decides to take his mom's credit card and goes off on an adventure in his dad's car. About it is about him kind of escaping his life because his dad took his own life and his mom's really not there anymore, so he decides to just kind of get away. So it sounds like it's going to be a fun book, but obviously tinged with a lot of real darkness and sadness, so that sounds very interesting. I love a good hard-hitting contemporary, so this would be great. Also great for summer-a-thon because one of our prompts is road trips. Then I have There's Something About Sweetie by Sinan Menon. They sent me a finished copy. I love the cover of this one as well. I did read this month and I loved it. It is my favorite of her books so far. This is her third one she's ever published. I did really enjoy Diplomat Rishi. I did not really like From Too Cool with Love, but I really love There's Something About Sweetie. This is about Sweetie, who is a plus size athlete, and she's very happy with herself. She's confident in her own skin and her weight, and her parents really don't approve of her weight, her mother in particular. And then somehow Anish, who is actually Rishi's brother from Diplomat Rishi, they kind of get together and decide, hey, let's fake date. Hey, let's date behind our parents' backs just to see how it goes, and something strikes from there. And I loved it. It was cute, it was adorable. I loved that it featured a plus-size main character, so I was all about this. So I would highly recommend it. If you haven't loved her books before, I love this one so much. Definitely my favorite. It's going to make you smile throughout the entirety of it. I have one from Tor called The Toll by Cherie Priest. Southern Gothic horror with a contemporary twist. I have no clue what this is about, if I'm honest with you. Take a road trip in the Southern Gothic horror novel. There you go. They're on. Okay, so basically, I'm just kidding. The lighting will change a lot in this video. I have to realize my light source is directly in front of me now, much rather to the side of me. Lighting's fun, guys. So Titus and Melanie are on their honeymoon, and they go to the, I can't pronounce the swamp, for a canoeing trip. When they reach their destination, the road narrows to a rickety bridge. Much later, he wakes up lying in the middle of the road. Melanie is missing. When he calls the police, they tell him there's no such bridge. This is a scary movie in a book. Like, I'm not gonna be able to read this, but it sounds exactly like a horror movie. Let me know if you've read this, if I can handle this. My guess is probably not. Then I have a couple books from Berkeley. First up, Natalie Tan's Book of Luck and Fortune by Roselle Lim. I am so excited to read this one. This one comes out next month. I love the cover as well. Super adorable. So this is about a girl named Natalie Tan who learns that her mother has died, so she returns home. And her mom and her haven't really spoken in a while because Natalie wanted to be a chef and she decided to just leave. Mom didn't support her decision to be a chef, so her mom since has died. And basically, Natalie comes home. She's shocked to discover the vibrant neighborhood of San Francisco's Chinatown that she remembers is fading. And she's even more surprised to learn that she has inherited her grandmother's restaurant. The neighborhood seer reads the restaurant's fortune and leaves. Natalie must cook 3 recipes from her grandmother's cookbook to aid her struggling neighbors before the restaurant will succeed. Unfortunately, Natalie has no desire to help them as they try to turn things around. She resents the local shopkeepers for leaving her alone to take care of her agoraphobic mother when she was growing up. But with the support of a surprising new friend and a budding romance, Natalie starts to realize that maybe her neighbors really have been there for her all along. This sounds amazing. It sounds like a freaking indie chick flick, which I am so there for. I love the diversity. I love books about cooking too, so I am so excited to read this. I can't wait. It comes out next month. And the other one they sent me is called Faker by Sarah Smith. This one comes out in October, so quite, a ways away. I don't know, a fun and sexy multicultural romance where 2 office foes hammer out their differences to build a love that will last. Oh, okay. So she has to, I think it's about 2 co-workers, yes. Emily and Tate are forced together to work on a charity construction project. Things get heated. Emmy's beginning to see that beneath Tate's chiseled exterior lies a soft heart, but it will take more than a few kind words to erase the past to convince her that what they have is real. I love a good hate to love, fake romance trope any day of the week. From Atria, Things My Son Needs to Know by Frederick Bachman. If you don't know, Frederick Bachman is one of my favorite authors. If you don't know, he writes adult literary fiction. Beartown is one of my favorite series by him. I also love A Man Called Uva. This is a nonfiction book by him, and it's basically little short stories about things his son wants to know. Some of them are going to be funny, some of them are going to be serious. I would love to read this, but Frederick Bachman knows how to make me cry. There's a particular short story he wrote called And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. That's like 70 pages, and I bawled my eyes out the entire time because it was so insanely sad and beautiful, and I have a feeling this will be because not only, you know, is about like things he wants his son to know. I have a son, so yeah, it's gonna hit me in all the feels. So I'm very excited to read it. I mean, this is like 150 pages. I'll probably cry for 150 pages. Also from Atria, I have Miss Everything by Jennifer Weiner. I have not read a Jennifer Weiner book. I've tried multiple times. I don't know if I can get into her writing. This one comes out in March. No, this one comes out in June. I'm sorry. So yeah, I haven't read anything by her. Maybe I'll read something from her. I'm not quite sure yet. Next up, I have The Opposite of Okay by Laura Stephen from Harper Teen. This is about a girl that is very confident in her life. She laughs through any situation, and then she gets caught up in a political scandal because she has kind of a affair, or I don't know, a situation with the son of a politician, and she thinks that it'll blow over, only it doesn't, and people start slut shaming her. So it's going to be very interesting. I haven't read too many books about a teenager from like with a political scandal. Usually it's about much older people. So I'm very interested in that, and the fact that it's about slut shaming, because that's a very real occurrence, and oftentimes the woman is put to blame when it's really not. So very interested in that one. Then I have the last two books I have are my book of the month picks. I think I got The Bride Test by Helena Wong, which I already have up, so sorry. But then I got How Not to Die Alone by Richard Roper. This is about a guy named Andrew who is stuck, and he's in like this public health job where he has to find like the next of kin of somebody that's died, and he doesn't enjoy it, and everyone thinks he goes home to this beautiful wife and kids, and it's really a lie. Like, he's just kind of told a white lie once and everybody just has believed it. And then he meets a new coworker named Peggy, and he has feelings for her, and he wants to pursue a relationship, but he's stuck in this white lie that, you know, he has a family and kids, but he really doesn't. So he has to figure out how to get, you know, through that. Somebody has said that this is the perfect mixture of Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine and The Office, which I was like, sold. So I'm very excited to read this. It sounds very heartwarming, but with a mixture of realness and kind of hard-hittingness, which is some of my favorite books to read. So I can't wait for that one. And the last book I got is Necessary People by Anna Pigcoat. I don't know. This is a mystery thriller. I don't know much about it. It's about Stella and Violet, who are best friends, and they meet in college, and they know their role, and basically they move to different places, and I think maybe they just, like, something happens. I don't know. I'm not good with mystery thrillers. I don't want to know too much about it, but yeah, either way, that was my book haul. So not a ton of books, but either way, I hope you enjoyed it. Forgive me for the catastrophe of this video. It's going to take me a little bit to get used to my setup of filming with lighting. I think the lighting has stayed okay for this. You'll have to let me know if you enjoyed it. I also know a lot of you guys will be really upset my yellow background is gone. I know, me too, but it's a new chapter of my life. Why not change it? I do like the gray. I think it looks, you know, nice and classy. I don't know. But you never know. I like it for now. I hope you like my summer background too, with all my shells and things like that. And just give me a little bit of grace period here for the next few videos I film in this setup. I just have to get used to it, because when you film in one particular place for literally over 5 years and you change it up, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna take some time to get used to. So forgive me also if you hear my son's noises. He's much closer to me in this house than he was in my old house. So for filming wise, but either way, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know. If you've heard of any of these books, let me know. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Hopefully a little bit, you know, more put together, like, you know, structure-wise. Probably not. Bye.